Hello, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Franklin the Risk Lover. Okay, and this is how I make too much profit in the market. In my previous video, I promise you I'm going to show you how I manage my emotions and my psychology through that particular trade that I took on USD JPY in order to be able to bring the best out of that particular trade. Okay, so over here, these are the two things that I want you to know. I want you to pay attention to something that Mark Douglas said in his 5 fundamental truths of trading. One, he said anything can happen in the market. Okay, and two, he said you don't need to know what is going to happen next in order to make too much money in the market. So these are the two fundamental truths I incorporated in my trading journey in order to make too much money in the forex market today. So I did the same thing on the USD JPY trade, and I brought the best out of the trade. This is how I did it. Over here, when I took an entry on that particular trade, I took on an entry on that particular trade, something around this area, and I put my stop loss around this area. The trade started panning out. Okay, so I'm giving you a representation over here, and over here we are going to zoom in into the chart, and I'm going to show you the same thing and how it panned out over there. Okay, so over here, when the trade started panning out and the trade was moving in my favor, look at what happened. All of a sudden, the trade started pulling back towards my stop loss. Now, I started my trading journey and I entered the trade. Anytime the trade is moving towards my stop loss, I close the trade even before it hit my stop loss. And I realized that it was eating most of my profits away, or it was preventing me from profiting in the market. Okay, so now this was what happened when the trade started panning out. Okay, the difference between where price had gotten to and my stop loss was less than 1 pip. Now I have faced my emotions, I have faced my psychology, and I know that anything can happen in the market. So I'm waiting for anything or that thing to happen in the market. And lo and behold, when price started coming over here, now look at what happened. When price got here, where the difference between price and my stop loss was less than 1 pip, now price started moving away from my stop loss and it started going in profit. Okay, so the trade started going into profit until it started going towards my 100 pip target. Okay, so that was how I was able to get that particular massive trade that I did. Now let me show you something. Work on your emotions. Do you know when traders normally get emotional? Traders normally get emotional when price is moving towards their take profit or moving towards their stop loss. When price is moving towards your take profit, or when price is closer to your take profit, or when price is closer to your stop loss, that is when you become so emotional in the forex trading market. Until you face this particular thing, you wouldn't make too much profit in the market like I am making today. Okay, so when price is getting to your TP, allow the trade to pan out. Don't close your trades earlier before they hit your TP. You wouldn't make too much money in the market. And don't close your trades before it hits your stop loss, irrespective of how price has come closer to your stop loss. Okay, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'm urging you, and I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel now and hit the like button at the moment. Okay, so over here I'm going to zoom into the chart and I'm going to give you a graphical representation of how it happened on the chart and how I took my biggest trade on USD JPY this month, like I promised you I was going to do in my previous video. Let's zoom in. This is the USD JPY chart. Okay, so we are in the chart now. This is how it panned out. Over here, you realize that I took my entry in a mess around this area. Okay, and after I took my entry, price started moving into profits like one or two, 3 pips over there. And after it gave me that amount of pip, it started pulling back into my stop loss. Now, this is what I was trying to talk about. When price started pulling back to my stop loss, now if it was at first, I'll be so emotional, and you realize that I'm going to cut the trade around this area even before it hits my stop loss. Okay, I'll cut the trade around that area before it hits my stop loss. Now, after I fetched my emotions, and that is the reason why I'm making too much profit in the market, then I started my journey. Like Mark Douglas said, anything can happen in the market. So if anything can happen in the market, why must I cut my trade? Okay, or like why must I close the trade without the trade hitting my stop loss? So I kept on holding the trade, and lo and behold, the trade started the trade started pushing back into profit again. And as you can see, you realize that the difference between price over here and my stop loss is literally less than 1 pip. Okay, now price started pulling back into profit and kept on going and pulling back into profit. Okay, now you realize that when price had gone into profit, it pulled back again into my entry point. And like I said, if it was my first me, I would have cut the trade once again, because I'll ask myself that why is it that you are in profit and you are coming back again into my loss? And I realize, and you can testify that even you might be doing the same thing, or you have seen something like this in your trading journey. Okay, so I kept on holding the trade, because once I have put the risk on the trade, I have accepted the risk and I'm ready to take the risk. Okay, now this was what I was talking about. You realize that when price is getting towards any liquidity point where people's TP might be, anytime price is getting to that liquidity point, anytime price is getting to that liquidity point, okay, you realize that price tends to pull back away from that liquidity point before it hit it. So if you cut your trades earlier than it hits your TP, that is the movement of price. That is how it normally happens in the trading market. Okay, so like I advise you, avoid cutting your trades earlier than they smash your TP. If you keep on doing that, you will not make too much profit in the market, and you'll be able to do that when you have faced your emotions. Because like traders, as I said, when price is getting closer to our TP, that is when we get so emotional. Now price came back, and after a while it started pushing back again, and you realize that when price was approaching this liquidity point, this particular liquidity, okay, this particular liquidity was approaching this liquidity point, it behaved the same way. Okay, it started pushing back. So if you haven't faced your emotions and your psychology, you would cut the trade before it smashes, and lo and behold, you realize that after it pulled back, okay, after it pulled back and all the beginner traders and the young traders took their profit, now it went up. Okay, so that is when the big boys also come into the market and make profit. So if you want to make too much profit in the market, face your emotions and face your psychology. Okay, when you face these two things, things are going to really change for you. Okay, so that is what I want you to know. When price is getting towards your TP, relax, don't be too emotional. When price is getting to your stop loss, relax, don't be too emotional, allow the trade to pan out. Okay, so that was how I was able to manage my emotions through this particular trade and brought the best out of the trade. I believe you have been able to see by your own eyes how I maneuvered my way throughout my emotions to bring the best out of my USD JPY trade. You know what? If you are watching me right now and you are a trader, you only make too much profit in the forex trading market when you have been able to face your emotions and your psychology like I did to bring the best out of that trade that I took this month. Okay, if you're a beginner trader that you're also watching me right now, I want to encourage you that don't quit on your forex trading dream. Keep on hitting it hard, and you make it very soon. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, consider subscribing right now and hit the like button. See you in my next video. Peace.